Hey all you fabulous Foobs. Welcome to another episode of Foobs and Fitness. Have you ever thought to yourself, I just don't feel like doing anything today? Or maybe you haven't really been feeling like yourself lately. Then you're definitely going to want to watch this video, because today we're going to talk about how it's okay to not be okay. If you're watching this video and in a state of mind where you may be treating yourself a little harder than usual, I want you to comment below by saying the following phrase: I'm allowing myself to fall apart so I can build myself back up stronger than before. Then I want you to keep saying that all throughout the day. While we're at it, make sure you like this video and hit the subscribe button. We're starting to get into the nitty-gritty of this channel, and I would hate for you to miss any of the foobtastic things that are planned. Now, let's jump into this topic head first. Up until most recently in life, talking about mental health has been very taboo. It was thought that if you struggled with having too many feelings or not enough feelings, that there was something fundamentally wrong with you. But there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. One of my favorite quotes is, ups and downs in life are very important to keep us going, because even a straight line on an ECG means that we're not alive. There are going to be times in your life where you just feel so unbelievably down that when you look up, you don't see any sort of light. And it's going to be very tough to navigate through. But there are also going to be times when you're soaring so high above the clouds that you're not going to be able to see the ground. This is what life is all about. There are going to be days where you wake up and it's already noon, and you think to yourself, wow, the day already got away from me. But it didn't. If you have gone through treatment or are going through treatment, had surgeries, or all of the above, you're going to need time to rest. And it's okay for you to do nothing. There are going to be times when you look at the laundry and it's piled so unbelievably high, you roll your eyes and you say, ugh, I don't want to do it. So don't. We live our lives so often to do things we don't want to do. And yes, I'm not saying that you should ignore your core responsibilities. Eventually that laundry is going to have to get done. But in that moment, your body and your mind are telling you, we don't want to do it. Please don't do it. It's only going to cause you stress internally. And that's just going to steal some energy away from you. If the day calls where you want to sit on the couch, read a good book, binge watch your favorite Netflix series, then do it. There's also going to be days where you have so much energy that sitting on the couch seems foreign to you. And that's great. You need to be okay with giving yourself the permission that it needs to rest, to sit and enjoy being with yourself. Because only then can you look inside yourself and really acknowledge what you need from yourself, and eventually that will turn into what you need from others as well. When someone becomes diagnosed with cancer or any illness, it's like the wind being knocked out of you, and you can just feel the earth beneath you give out. This is completely and utterly normal. You have the right to feel your feelings. You have the right to kick, scream, cry, punch, whatever it takes to let those feelings bubble out to the surface. Keeping your feelings inside and letting them simmer in one another is only going to cause an explosion down the road. People in my own life would often tell me, you got this. And that phrase would literally make me cringe. I know it was meant in the best of ways, but to me, I just wanted to scream and take them by the shoulders and shake them and say, but I don't want this. I didn't choose this, and I certainly don't know what the hell I'm doing. Because us as humans have a tendency to try and make not only ourselves, but others feel better. A lot of people who have never experienced anything related to a cancer diagnosis will often say things with the purest intentions, But on our end, it's not what we want to hear, let alone what we need to hear. Humans are driven by compassion and empathy, but these two can often be misdirected, and instead, we project our own idea of what it is to be okay. This is called toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is when you dismiss negative emotions and respond to distress with false reassurances rather than with empathy. Usually this comes from feeling uncomfortable with any sort of negative emotions. It's often well-intentioned, but can cause alienation and a feeling of disconnect. When I was told that my cancer had spread to my lymph nodes, people would say to me, "It's okay, it's gonna be okay, you're strong, you're gonna get through it." But at that moment, I was not okay. I didn't want to hear their words of encouragement because it wasn't encouraging. It was actually doing the exact opposite. But I couldn't fault any of these people because I knew it was coming from a good place and it was meant in the best way that they knew how to express themselves. I found this term cancer muggles, hey Harry Potter fans, on an Instagram page called The Cancer Patient. If you're not following, please do because it's an amazing page. As much as we need to educate ourselves and others on breast cancer as a whole, we also need to educate people on how to respond to situations as well. My little sister would always have the best response to me when I was in one of my moods. Now, my sister and I are 6 years apart, and I often refer to her as my mini-me. She knows me inside and out, and every time I would send her one of those ranting text messages or call her up crying, she would automatically say to me, "I'm so sorry, that must be hard. Do you want a solution or do you just need to vent?" And at that very moment, I could just feel this weight lifted off of my shoulders. And even though we weren't physically together, since she's in Colorado and I'm in New York, I could still feel that hug that I needed from her. Now, this doesn't mean that people are going to start adopting this way of thinking, especially right away. It's hard for others to be able to put themselves in your shoes, let alone when you're dealing with a life-threatening disease. Hopefully, though, as more and more focus is brought onto mental health, people will begin to really look inside themselves and say, is this what I would want to hear if I were in their situation? We often try to distract ourselves or avoid situations of negativity entirely. But it's okay to be scared. It's okay to feel grief. It's okay to feel alone. And it is most importantly okay to not be okay. You can recognize your emotions just by sitting and being present with them. Having emotions and feelings makes you human, and it makes you even stronger just by knowing yourself inside and out. I want you to know that you are giving yourself pause and rest, and it's okay. You are doing an amazing job, and I'm proud of you. I want you to remember that your feelings and emotions are valid, no matter what they are. Remember, you're allowing yourself to fall apart so that you can build yourself back up stronger than before. Just like the phoenix emerges from its ashes, you too are in the process of renewal and rebirth. If you ever need someone to vent to, or if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Until next time, keep being a badass.